Is a very warm welcome to Arihant Online Academy. In this session, we are going to discuss very important mini mock test, which is designed for the purpose of UGC NET and JRF It is completely based on the pattern as they are asked in the UGC NET exam. And here it is a second mock test. For taking first mock test, link is given in the description. You can also attempt that, because after solving this kind of questions you will get the pattern of the exam and get score better marks. Now the question number 1 is, which of the following in C++ is inherited in a derived class from the base class? Constructor, destructor, data members, or virtual methods. So data members in C++ are inherited in a derived class from base class. So option C is the correct answer. The next question is, given that x equals to 7.5, j equals to minus 1.0, n equals to 1.0, m equals to 2.0, the value of minus x plus j equals to x greater than n greater than equals to m is. So let it write it like 7.5, and here is a pre-decrement. Okay, here it is a pre-decrement. Okay, plus j, what is the value of j? Minus 1.0 equals to x. So it will become 6.5 because pre-decrement is there. So the value of x will be 6.5 here. Should be greater than n, that is 1.0. Should be greater than or equals to m, that is 2.0. Now the equation would be like 6.5 plus minus 1.5 or minus 1.0. So I can write it like 5.5 equals to 6.5 is greater than 1.0. Is it true or false? So it is true, so it would be like 1. Should be greater than or equals to 2.0. 1 is greater than or equals to 2.0. It is false. Equals to 0. 5.5 equals to 0. True or false? It is false, so it will write 0. So option A is the correct answer, guys. The next question is, when the inheritance is private, the private methods in the base class are. So if inheritance is private now, then private methods are inaccessible in the derived class. If inheritance is public, then we can access the methods in the derived class as well. But if it is a private, then we can't access it. So option A is the correct answer. The next question is, for a weak entity set to be meaningful, it must be associated with another entity set in combination with some of their attribute values is called as. So basically, suppose a weak entity is there. Weak entity means no attribute of this entity is itself eligible to make the to identify the entity uniquely. So it will take help from another entity or with the attribute of another entity. So that it can make itself strong. So the entity from which it will take help, the entity, suppose this is the A entity, this is the B entity. B entity is the entity in A take help from B to make A itself strong. So B it is called as owner entity set. So B will called as owner entity set, and after taking A will called as strong entity set. But the question was with another entity set with some of their attributes is called as, so it will be called as owner entity set, because here the information about B is asked to us. The next question is, the in order and pre-order traversal of a binary tree are, okay, in order is given to us. In order traversal is D, B, E, A, F, C and G. It is in order, and pre-order is also given to us. Pre-order is A, B, this is in order, A, B, D, E, C, F and G. So what is the post order? Okay, so for post order we will take the help of in order and pre-order, and then design binary tree, and then we will evaluate that what is the post order. So pre-order will give us root element. Root element is A. So root element is A. Now in order will decide the position of another element. So root element is A. DBE will be on the left side. DBE will be on the left side, and FCG will be on the right side of A. the position of elements will be determined by in order, and root element will determine by pre-order. So out of DBE, which element would be the next root element? It would be B, because in pre-order B is coming first. So B would be the next, root element here. And after that, if you will see here, B is here, on left side D is there, on right side E is there, so I can write it D here and E here. Now on the right side, CFG is here, but out of CFG, in order will decide the position, but C is determining that C will be the next root, because C is coming first in the order here. So F and G, you can say F is on left side and G is on right side. So F is on left side and G is on right side. So our binary tree is looking like A, B, C, D, E, F and G. It is our binary tree, which I derived with the help of in order and pre-order. Now what is the post order? So I can write post order like I visit A, B, D, then no node is on left, no node is on right side, so again I visit him D, so D would be first, after that B, no, E, after that B, after that F, after that G, after that C, and at last root, that is A. It is the post order traversal. DEB, that is DEB FGCA. Option D is the correct answer. It is the post order traversal. If you don't know the concept of in order, pre order and post order, that what is that, how to derive that, then in our lecture we have mentioned it, we have discussed this tree traversal techniques in very detailed, and in another lecture we have go for its shortcut tricks as well. So watch all those two videos which is consisted in our data structure and algorithm playlist, and you can definitely will get the concept of in order, pre-order and post order there, and will get the question here. But here, as per the question, option D is the correct answer. Now the next question is, level order traversal of a rooted tree can be done by starting from root and performing. So basically level order traversal itself called as BFS, that is breadth first search. It is called as level order traversal. A is the right answer. The next one is, to determine the efficiency of an algorithm, the time factor is measured by counting microseconds. No. Counting number of key operations. Yes, it is the correct answer. That suppose a program is there, then how many basically majorly key operations are there. On the basis of key operations, by counting key operations in an algorithm, we will find or determine the efficiency of algorithm. Okay, counting number of statement, no, because there may be a program which is consisting lesser statements but complexity may be more. Okay, and counting kilobyte of algorithm, no, it is space complex. Counting kilobyte of an algorithm, it is a space complexity, but we are talking about efficiency of an algorithm factor. So it is space complexity, but majorly it is talked in time complexity. So option B is the correct answer, that by counting number of key operations, the efficiency of algorithm will be defined, right? So for memory purpose, we will define the space complexity is for memory purpose, and efficiency is basically talked in time complexity purpose. So option B is the right answer. The next one is, which of the following is not associated with the session layer? So basically four functionalities are given to us. Dialog control, it is a functionality of session layer. Token management, it is also functionality of session layer. Synchronization is also functionality of session layer. But semantics of the information transmitted, semantics of the information, it is a functionality of presentation layer. It is a functionality of presentation layer, semantics of the information. So option C is the correct answer. Now the next question is, what is the size of the total length filled in IPv4 datagram? So IPv4 datagram basically consisted of 32 bit. Out of that 32 bits, 16 bits are allocated for total length. So 16 bits is the correct answer. Option C is the right answer. The next question is, if all the production rules have single non-terminal symbol on the left side, the grammar defined is. So suppose on the left side S derives S A S, or suppose A is deriving A A, or suppose B is deriving B B, suppose B is here. So if on left side you have only one non-terminal symbol, single non-terminal symbol, then it is called as CFG, that is context free grammar. But if suppose more than two element is there, suppose a may be there, then it will go for either context sensitive or unrestricted grammar depending on the right side production. But if on the left side production are of the single attributed which are non-terminal, then it is definitely CFG, that is context free grammar. So guys, I hope all the 10 questions which I have discussed with you in the terms of mini mock test 2 are clear to you. To get much more mini mock test on the daily purpose for the all CSIT exams, please subscribe our YouTube channel, press the bell icon button, and if you have any kind of doubts, queries, comment us. I will try to solve them as early as possible. And guys, do solve our very important MCQ sessions on data structures, algorithms, which is already uploaded, and you will definitely get very important amount of MCQs from our channel, and will get definitely a good amount of knowledge which will definitely boost your score and practice. So guys, have a very nice day. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.